guys, I'm Lauren Vitale. On this episode of Lauren in the Kitchen, we are making ice cream, strawberry ice cream. It is springtime, strawberries are in season, and of course we've got to make some strawberry ice cream to celebrate that. So let's go over the ingredients to get started. You're going to need some heavy cream, whole milk, egg yolks, sugar, vanilla extract, some salt, and of course you're going to need strawberries, but those are going to come in a little bit. But for now, let's get on to making the custard. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is take my heavy cream and my milk, and I'm going to put it in a large saucepan and just bring that to a simmer, but you do not want to bring this to a boil. So I'm just going to put this on low, because as that warms up, I'm going to go ahead and mix up my egg yolks and my sugar. And I want you to mix this until the combination becomes like a really nice thick, it kind of becomes like a thick pale color. You'll see what I'm talking about once it's there. My egg yolks and sugar are just where I want them. So now to this, I'm going to put in a little bit of my hot milk and cream mixture, and this is just to temper the eggs, because this is going to eventually all go into the pot and cook for a while. But before I do that, I want to temper the eggs so that I don't add them to so much hot liquid and scramble them, because that would not be good. There you go. Just going to switch my whisk to a silicone whisk, and then over low heat I'm just going to pour this right in and cook this for about 5 to 7 minutes, or until the mixture kind of thickens and it's thick enough to coat the back of a wooden spoon, and I'll show you what that looks like once it's there. But just make sure that you just constantly whisk as this thickens and cooks. My custard is perfect, and I'll show you what I mean when I say it should coat the back of a wooden spoon. If we put your wooden spoon in and you run your finger down and it stays separated like that, then you know your custard is ready. So here's what you're going to do next. I hate sifting, I hate putting everything through a sieve, you know that, but it's important because just in case there's any eggs that have curdled, or there's any pieces of anything left behind, it will not go into your final dish, obviously. So I'm passing this through a fine sieve. That looks good. Now to that, I'm going to add in a pinch of salt. It's super important in cooking and in baking. And just a drop of vanilla. Even though it's a strawberry ice cream, I need a little vanilla in there. Not a whole lot. Give this a nice stir. Smells so good already. That looks good. Now I want you to cover this, but it's important that the plastic wrap is actually touching the custard, so it doesn't get that skin on top, that funky skin. I don't like that. So just get some out, and I'll show you. Push the plastic wrap right down on top of your custard. And now this is going to go into the fridge. It needs a minimum of 4 hours, or you can leave it in there up to overnight. And now you're going to need an ice cream machine for this. So go ahead and read the instructions on your ice cream machine, because if the insert has to go into the freezer the night before, you want to make sure you have that done by the time the custard has chilled well. So this is going to go into the fridge, and I'll see you when it's done. While my custard is still chilling, I actually just put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. It's been in the fridge for about 5 hours. It's chilled enough. So now I'm going to go move into the strawberry part of the recipe. I'm using fresh strawberries. It's the way to go in my opinion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure they're nice and clean and trimmed. I'm going to put them all in a blender and then just puree it. It's going to take a few minutes, but you're looking for a real nice silky puree. My strawberry puree is nice and smooth, and now I'm just going to strain it in the same container that we had our custard chilling in, and give it a second. Now this is really up to you. If you don't mind the seeds in your ice cream, then don't strain it. I personally like my ice cream to be super smooth, so I'm going to just take the extra few minutes and just strain it out, even though, like I always said, we all know that patience is just not something I was gifted with, but it's okay. It'll be worth it. We are nearly there. Look at that. That is gorgeous. It's going to be so nice and smooth. Now just mix everything together so it's all nice and combined. Nice and smooth and well combined. I'm going to put this in my ice cream maker. Now I'm going to give you just a quick tip. If you don't have an ice cream machine, I get a lot of comments on my ice cream that I've done already before with an ice cream machine. How can you make it without an ice cream machine? It's very simple. Put this in a glass, like a glass dish. You put it in the freezer. Every 15 to 20 minutes, you take a whisk and you got to go into the freezer and you have to whisk everything together. It takes about 4 to 5 hours, if not longer, for the ice cream to set, and every 15 minutes, you're going to have to go and whisk. But I don't have that kind of time, and I like just being able to put it in here for 20 minutes and then it's completely done. So, the insert of my ice cream machine was in the freezer overnight because that's just what it requires. It needs to be really nice and cold and frozen. And every ice cream machine is different, but I know that mine takes, I would say, about 25 minutes or so for it to be completely frozen. So I'm just going to let it, turn it on, let it go, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. My ice cream is just about frozen all the way. Now the hard part is getting it all out of here. Oh, awesome. Now I turn it off just shy of when the ice cream is actually fully frozen because I want to be able to stir in some fresh strawberries that I've chopped up. Now I know I like my ice cream super smooth as far as all the seeds are concerned, but I do like to have some fresh strawberries in there. Oh, so look, the color is perfect. And I love this consistency too, but I'm going to put it back in the freezer for just a little bit once I get it all out of here. Just quickly stir in all of your berries, or strawberries I should say. That looks, oops, that looks great. Now I am going to put this back in the freezer just to let it harden a bit, but that's really about it. I'm going to give this a quick taste. Perfect. Super smooth. It doesn't have that artificial flavor. It just has a really creamy, subtle strawberry flavor, but it just goes perfectly together. I hope you've enjoyed spending time with me, and go to www.laurainthekitchen.com to get the recipe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.